Yeah.
Anthony Richmond is fighting to build a solid foundation. He wants to keep the title he loves most, greatest dad.
Absolutely. It's important for me to be around long enough, have the energy, have the strength. You know, I mean, she's only 3 now.
Let's go. Let's go.
But Anthony and his trainer, Jacob Johnson, are contending with obstacles out of their control. Black men are hit hardest by high blood pressure, some of the highest in the world. It's a silent killer that often comes without symptoms or warning.
It's almost like it seems like it creeps up on people.
It's never too late as long as you're still breathing. But, you know, waiting until something really serious happens.
Hollywood director John Singleton's death was a wake-up call.
So, yeah, I had to get to a point where I was like, okay, I need to look at myself and use it as a moment to say, no, I need to apply a lot of what I teach and what I work with other people on.
It's never easy.
In this room, Dr. Mosey Bennett with the Minneapolis Heart Institute has seen the worst.
As a heart failure cardiologist, I see kind of the end stage, the end results of uncontrolled blood pressure. That's advanced heart disease, a heart that doesn't pump that well anymore. We know heart disease is the leading cause of death.
Bennett says a blood pressure of 120/80 is ideal. More than 40% of black men and women have high blood pressure, compared to 29% of the general population. Plus, they're more likely to die and have a stroke at a younger age because of it. But why? Mosey says some of it has to do with the environment and genetics.
There's a gene which was identified that has been linked to a sensitivity to salt in African Americans.
For people who carry the gene, something as little as 1 extra gram of salt, that's only half a teaspoon, could raise blood pressure significantly.
The first place to start would be knowing what your blood pressure is. Family history is just one part of it. Even if your blood pressure has been normal in the past, it should be checked every year.
I don't know because I'm adopted. Part of the reason why I'm in the fitness industry and like to work out is to prevent anything that could happen.
And I was able to drop my blood pressure by 10 points on the top and the bottom numbers. I knew my blood pressure was high because I checked my blood pressure. And I have a nurse client who comes in and she checks my blood pressure. And it was in the stage 2 hypertension range, about 140/90.
Since we do have this gene, it's just very important to teach our youth, especially, to be more healthier, be more active.
2 more.
As Anthony keeps fighting, he has motivation.
I want to be around until they're old, till they have grandkids of their own.
Help! It's the hot lava! Hurry!
Guiding his daughter
Hurry!
every step of the way. Adrienne Broaddus, KARE 11 News.
Okay.
Shalom, 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 Israel. This is Captain Paul Israel from Kingdom Builders of Israel, LLC. And today's class lesson is going to be on good health understanding. Okay, Israel, this is going to be a good class lesson to discuss on good health understanding for the Israelites, who are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And of course, no, I'm not a doctor, but if you need any special advice as far as really getting concrete on your personal health, I suggest you see a licensed nutritionist or see a licensed doctor who actually specializes in certain things health-wise concerning each individual's health, okay, concerning whatever they're struggling with, okay. But it's just a basis to give our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the understanding to watch and to watch their dieting, okay, to examine how they function in society, okay, on a day-by-day basis, because of course the Bible encourages our people to take care of their body, okay, and also to seek licensed professionals if they are battling certain things, okay, on a more health conscious understanding, okay. Other than that, Israel, let's get started with this PowerPoint slide I have right here. It's called Good Health Understanding. So we're going to go to the health facts, okay. This is the health facts that our people need to know about, okay. It says pros on good health. It says eat healthy, eat a daily amount of fruit and vegetables due to them being good for nutrition. Eat salads and limit the amount of side toppings on the salads. Instead, add lean meats, add fruits, vinegar, and herbs and spices that you can add to your salad to add more flavor. But in general, the doctors or the people that's licensed recommend people to eat more fruits and vegetables, okay, due to the nutrition that these things have, okay. Also, it says pros on good health. It says hydrate, meaning, you know, if you need more water to drink, this is the recommended amount of water that a person is supposed to consume. It says health authorities commonly recommend 8-ounce glasses, which equals about 2 liters or half a gallon. So again, it's recommended by the health authorities to consume at least 8 glasses of water per day. Okay, so you want to be hydrated with water. Okay, also stick with mainly water and juices primarily. Okay, try to avoid all that soda intake. Okay, because soda is very high in sugar. Okay, now we got the understanding. It says health facts. Again, it says pros on health. It says eat fish. You see that? It says eat fish at least 2 times a week. Oily fish containing omega-3 fatty acids like salmon and tuna are best for your heart. So again, these are particular fishes that are good for your heart, like salmon and tuna, okay, or oily fish containing omega-3 fatty acids. And we know, of course, according to the Bible, the children of Israel are supposed to eat clean fish according to what's lawful, meaning the fish has to have both fins and scales, okay. Then it says choose healthy fats like unsaturated fats like olive, canola, corn, and sunflower oils. Talking about the oils, these are the oils that is more heart healthy to consume, okay, with your meals, okay, as far as what you're cooking with. It says are part of a heart healthy diet. So again, I'm gonna read it again. It says choose healthy fats like unsaturated fats like olive, canola, corn, and sunflower oils are part of a heart healthy diet. So these are particular oils that will be considered to get if you're cooking with certain type of oils. Okay, that's the preference of a healthy diet. Then you go to pros on health again. It says cut back on sugar, which I stated earlier, which we have the sodas that has a lot of sugar intake, and some of the juices do too as well. But it's going to explain how to avoid those high sugar drinks. Okay, it says cut back on sugar, limit drinks and foods with added sugars, because the added sugars in most juices, they have added additional sugars. So you want to moderate how much added sugar is available for you to consume. Okay, so now we got that understanding. It says limit drinks and foods with added sugars as they're high in calories and low in nutrients. So they're high in calories and low in nutrients. So the more sugar that is added to the sodas or the other juices that have additional sugar on top of whatever sugar amount is already included in the drink, it's high in calories and low in nutrients. Okay, so you're not really going to see the benefits from that particular drink, even though it may be a fruit beverage. Okay. It says try a variety of grains, include whole grain foods filled with fiber and nutrients like oats, whole wheat bread, and brown rice. So again, the people that specialize in health recommend eating whole grain foods. Okay. Especially also brown rice. Brown rice is good as well over the white rice, of course, because you're getting more fiber, you're getting more nutrients, okay, from those particular whole grain foods. Okay, now we go to the next one. Okay, another slide still saying health facts. It says pros on good health. It says limit salt to lower blood pressure. So again, a lot of our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, may suffer from high blood pressure, but you have to limit the amount of salt intake that you're consuming to lower your blood pressure. It says aim to eat less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium daily. So that's the recommended amount of sodium intake per day a person is supposed to consume. But it does recommend a much lower dose of sodium intake per day if somebody is already suffering from high blood pressure. It says, or as low as 1,500 milligrams if you already have high blood pressure. So the people that do have high blood pressure supposed to consume much less than the 2,300 milligrams of sodium than the average person. They supposed to consume at least around 1,500 milligrams of sodium or less. Okay. Then it says pros on good health. Again, it says if you drink alcohol, drink only a little amount and drink in moderation. So again, to get your blood pressure and get your body regulated in the right way, we supposed to drink alcohol in moderation, not excessively to be drunk. Okay, that's when you're going off into damaging other organs in your body. And then it says limit saturated fat. Choose foods like lean meats, clean fish, according to the Bible. Okay, we know what clean fish consists of, the fins and scales. It has to have both. Okay, then it says vegetables, beans, and nuts. So we're supposed to be consuming foods like lean meats, clean fish, according to the Bible, vegetables, beans, and nuts. These are good essential foods that is good for our people, okay, to consume on a daily basis, okay, to have good health. Okay, let's go to the next one. Health facts. It says do yearly or do per 6 months checkups at a doctor's office for your health status. So it's good to always do either yearly checkup or per every 6 months, or however you may need to go to the doctor's office for your checkup for your health. It's good to always be on guard to know what's going on with your body. And it says do research on your health status to improve health. So you also have to do research on whatever you're battling with. If you found something out about what you're struggling with from whatever the doctor said you diagnosed with. So it's your job to do further research on your health, because doctors can only tell you so much at a limited amount of time. Okay, so it's your job to do diligence, to do your research to figure out what extra steps you need to take to improve on your health. Okay, by getting information online or getting information from other doctors as well, or other people that may be battling certain things that you're battling with your health. Okay, also it says health facts. It says limit the amount of times you go out to eat at restaurants, especially fast food restaurants. So again, you want to limit the amount of times you go out to eat all the time. Okay, because going out to eat to these restaurants, they have a lot of processed foods. Okay, if you are going to go out to places where you can actually see your food being cooked. Okay, versus the processed drive-through window type of situation. Okay, because like I said, a lot of those processed foods have high sodium intake. Okay, and a lot of times they sell people these things knowing that it's not healthy overall, because you're supposed to have a low amount of intake on the sodium, a low intake on the sugars. But these particular fast food restaurants put a lot of emphasis on high sugary foods or high sodium foods, okay, out there on the market to be consumed when they know it's not healthy. And it says cook food more at home and prep your meals from home. So it's very essential to cook your meals more at home, because you know what ingredients you adding to your food. And also you're going to prep your meals from home, meaning let's say you want to make a lunch to take to work. You're doing it from the house versus going to an actual restaurant to pick you up something real quick. Okay, so you want to limit the amount of processed food that's out there in these restaurants. You want to mainly cook from home to get the more of the natural source of the food product, okay, versus that processed stuff. Okay, so that was a quick lesson on the the health facts on the PowerPoint slide, because a lot of our people don't know these things. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch out for your calorie intake. You also got to watch out for your sodium intake. You also got to watch out for your sugar intake. And these are essential while a lot of our people may be having strokes, heart attacks, diabetes, and stuff like that, or certain elements they may be battling with at times. Or a lot of times they can just be diagnosed with it on a hereditary situation. But these are all generational curses in general that the children of Israel are facing in these trying times, on top of whatever else they're battling with. Okay, as far as not being able to pay their bills, struggling to find work. These are all part of these generational curses that our people are battling with on a day-by-day basis. Okay, but also when you purchase these foods from, or when you purchase food products from these grocery stores, always look at the back of the box or the back of the bag to check out the nutrition information. Okay, to find out what's in these particular products that you're buying. Just don't buy the products because you see it looks presentable. Always do thorough research to see how much sodium is in the food, how much calories is in the food, how much sugar is in the food, or are they adding additional sugars into the food. So always check on these things on the back of these products, okay, as far as if they, whatever the nutrition information is. And also to check out the nutrition information on these fast food restaurants websites, and you're going to find out that these restaurants food, these fast food restaurant food exceeds the limit as far as how much sodium you're supposed to be consuming. Okay, so you want to check that out, because like I said, these fast food restaurants don't promote good health to a certain degree. Okay, so we're going to go to the Bible. We're going to go to the 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19. We're going to go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19 to show my viewers that Yahweh says our body is a temple. So we have to take care of the temple, just like when we was in Jerusalem, the priests, the Levitical priesthood, and our forefathers took care of the temple to make sure it was clean, it was in order. That's the same application we have to apply to our body. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19. It says, what? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of Elohim, and ye are not of your own, or ye are not your own. Okay, we are not our own. You see that, Israel? Because Yahweh is the one that controls everything that we do, right? But we have to put things in action and say, you know what? How do we serve Yahweh? Meaning we take care of our body because Yahweh put us in this body. Right? He put our spirit in this body, so we have to take care of it. We have to nourish it. We have to know what we can do with our body. So we have to do thorough research. Okay? We just can't follow the crowd and what society is doing, because society is programmed to defile their body, meaning pollute it. Overlies going into obesity type of situation where they're consuming too much food that entails too much sugar or too much sodium or too much of anything else that don't need to be in their body. Okay. So again, our body is a temple of the Most High Yah. Okay. So now we go to the book of Ecclesiasticus. Okay. The book of Ecclesiasticus is in the book of the Apocrypha for my new viewers out there that don't know where the book of Ecclesiasticus is located in. And in this particular book, it encourages people to seek out physicians if they are battling certain things, because we know people in the Hebrew truth, they'll be like, hey, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I ain't got to go see no doctor. I'm just going to pray for this illness just to go away. But at times you will most likely have to see a physician to get further information to see what you need to do. Okay, because Yahweh created all things for a particular purpose. So he put the spirit on certain people to have those type of skills to be a doctor or to be a certain type of physician or a surgeon or so forth. Okay, for the nourishment of people in general. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 verse 1. It says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for Yahweh have created him. Whoa, wait a minute. You see this, Israel? The Bible says honor a physician, right? I mean, you honor him because this physician went to school. This physician has a certain gift, right? And it says with honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, because a physician may have to diagnose you with something, or the physician may have to recommend you certain things to take or certain medications, right? Or may have to pinpoint whatever problem you're struggling with and how to correct whatever you're battling with your health. So a physician has a job to do. That's what it said, for Yahweh have created him. So Yahweh created these doctors out here for a particular reason. He has hospitals set up for a reason. He has doctor offices set up for a reason. He has urgent care set up for a reason, for our people to gain knowledge on how to maintain their body. Okay, we can't be overly righteous Hebrew Israelites to say, hey, we don't have to go to the white man doctors or black doctors. We don't have to do that. We just pray to the Most High and that's it. But as you can see, the Most High said, I created physicians. I created doctors. I created surgeons. He created these particular people for a reason. He created these hospitals, put the spirit on these nations to create these hospitals for a particular reason, for health. Okay, we have to wake our minds up to this truth. Okay. Now we go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38, verse 3. We're just going to go a few verses down. It says, the skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be it said, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. So again, the skill of a physician, it takes skill for a physician to do either surgery or diagnose somebody with something. Okay, and different doctors, right, or different surgeons are going to have a certain status about themselves because of the level of understanding that they have to correct the issue, and may be praised by men to say, hey, this doctor know what he's talking about. Okay, or he has received rewards based on his experience. So he's going to receive good admiration. And these are the particular physicians that our people need to seek after, the ones that have experience that can really solve an issue that somebody's battling with. Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 4. This is the next verse. It says, Yahweh have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Whoa, wait a minute. You see this, Israel? Yahweh says he have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. So a wise person will not abhor the certain medicines that may be recommended by some doctors. Now, of course, we in general are supposed to do research on these medicines to make sure these medicines don't have certain side effects that we know our body not going to be accustomed to. But again, Yahweh said he created medicines out of the earth. Okay, so we're not supposed to say, hey, we're just going to pray our illness away at times. No, we can pray, but also use common sense. You know what I'm saying? If you have to take medicines, you have to take medicines. Use common sense, people. Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 9. It says, my son, in thy sickness be not negligent. Okay. But pray unto Yahweh, and he will make thee whole. You see this, Israel? So we read the verses up. It says, hey, Yahweh created medicines. Yahweh created a physician. Then now he's saying, okay, but pray unto Yahweh. So it's a process. You go see a physician, right? You get recommended medication. And then third, what you have to do, pray unto Yahweh, and he will make thee whole, because you did the whole process. You sought after somebody that specializes in health to maintain your health. And Yahweh sees these things. He don't see you being negligent, say, I ain't got to go see no doctor. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know, no. You have to see a doctor. You have to get recommended certain medicines to take. And then you pray unto Yahweh. It's a process, and he will make you whole. He will say, okay, I see my son. I see my daughter. I see my children struggling with a certain illnesses. I'm going to heal this particular person because they went through a certain process. They had faith that one day they will be healed of this infirmary. Okay. They didn't put off and say, hey, I ain't got to worry about this. You know, whenever it's my time, it's my time. No, these particular people are following a process. Okay. And that's why it says, my son, in thy sickness, be not negligent, meaning don't be ignorant. But pray unto Yahweh, and he will make thee whole. So Yahweh is going to make you whole. And it's a process, though. Okay? It's a process. Okay? Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 10. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 10. Then it also says on the next verse, after you pray unto Yahweh, look what he says. leave off from sin. You see this, Israel? Leave off from sin. So you have to stop breaking Yahweh's laws. So in order for Yahweh to make you whole, you have to leave off from those type of sins that you're battling with that's not good in the eyesight of the Most High. So he can make you whole. And order thine hands aright, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. Whoa, wait a minute. You see this, Israel? It says, cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. So it didn't say some wickedness. It says all wickedness. So we have to open up this Bible to find out what wickedness that we're battling with, so we can overcome those type of sins that we're battling with, so we can be in the good eyesight of Most High, so he can heal us and make us whole again. And also we go through the process by seeing doctors, right? Seeing a physician, seeing what steps we need to make. Because Yahweh made these particular people for a reason, to have those type of skills, to be admired by other doctors or other physicians, to look at the examples on how they can make themselves good in their healthcare field. Okay, so we Israelites have to stop trying to be overly righteous, right? We are in these human bodies, right? Our human bodies break down eventually. So we can't say, oh, we're going to be forever young. No, we have to have understanding that, hey, our body's getting older. So we have to take care of it. We have to manage it. The same way you manage a car. You have to frequently take your car to get an oil change. If you don't never get an oil change, the car is going to break down. That's the same application you have to apply with your body, Israel. So if you're eating too much, or you are at a point where you're over your certain weight, you have to learn steps to know how to exercise to work that weight off, so you can be suitable, so you don't put too much pressure on your heart, or you don't raise your blood pressure too high where you can't function normally in society. So these are steps that I have to bring out to get our people to stop trying to be overly righteous in this Hebrew truth, where they don't say, hey, I ain't got to see no doctor. No. Yahweh created these things for a reason. So that's why I brought it out the Bible, that it's a process. Okay, it's a process. Okay, so you seen the process of going to the doctor, right? Getting the medicine, right? Then you see praying unto Yahweh to make you whole again, to heal you from your sickness. And then fourth, leave off from your sin. Okay, or you can leave off your sin, of course, and then pray to Yahweh, however process you want to work. But those are the steps that have to be done. Okay, Israel? So this is a good lesson to discuss, with our people. Okay, on this class topic called Good Health Understanding. So this is just something I had to give to the Israelites of today, okay, so they can know this information, so they can have somewhat of a good, decent lifestyle, right? To know that we have to eat good, we have to put good things in our body if we want to live a good life as far as health-wise. Because if you're good on health-wise, guess what? You're going to be good on your spiritual journey, on basically keeping Yahweh's laws, because your health is good, you're able to walk and spiritually, meaning keeping these commandments. And then and also too, it reflects on your mental level too as well, where you can function in society to get things done, to help encourage other brothers and sisters to change their life as well, because mental health is important too as well, as far as the physical, mental, and then spiritual. So those three key elements needs to be applied: the spiritual health, the mental health, and the physical health. You have those three components conquered and get an understanding how you need to go, you'll be all right in this world. Okay, other than that, Israel, stay tuned for more classroom videos on Kingdom Builders of Israel LLC, and I appreciate you taking the time to check out this quick video that I had to do for Israel concerning health. Okay, if you Israelites are suffering from certain illnesses and y'all not trying to go to the hospital or go to a doctor to get checked out, I suggest you do the steps that we just showed in this video to seek understanding on how to make your health better. Okay, Israel. So other than that, Israel, stay tuned for more videos on Kingdom Builders of Israel LLC YouTube channel. Other than that, Israel, shalom.
Into your health today, April is Minority Health Month. Today, we're focusing on diabetes in the African American community. Joining us live is Dr. Melinda Zabramba, the program medical director at Miami Valley North Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Zabramba. What can you tell us about the disparity in the African-American community when it comes to diabetes?
Hi, yeah, thanks for having me. So approximately 4.9 million African Americans have diabetes in the United States, making up about 19% of the African American population, which compared to non-Hispanic whites is about 7%. So definitely a big difference, approximately 77% more of a risk of having type 2 diabetes if you're African American.
And it's also having a very significant impact on mortality rates as well, correct?
Absolutely. There's increased risk of going into dialysis, hospitalization, and then, of course, also death.
So what can people do to be proactive about their health, knowing that they might be more susceptible to diabetes?
So some of the risk factors for diabetes are, of course, being African American, but also being overweight, and if you have a history of high blood pressure. You also have a very, very high chance of having diabetes if it runs in your family history. So I recommend to patients to know their status, make sure that they're getting their regular checkups with their doctor so that they can be screened. Because one of the biggest things is to find out soon so that you can make a difference on your outcomes later on.
To find out if you're higher risk, that makes sense. Last question for you, Dr. Zabramba. What can healthcare directors or employers perhaps do to help their employees or people in their community be proactive about their health?
So one of the biggest things that can help with diabetes, even once you're diagnosed, to help control it is to remain active. So programs that keep their employees moving, also making sure that you have healthy options, because diet and exercise will certainly play a significant role in both developing and the course of diabetes.
Dr. Melinda Zabramba from Miami Valley Hospital North, thanks so much for joining us to talk about this. Plenty more to come here on 5 on 2.